Mzansi Urban Radio, the Southern Urban Experience, available on www.mzansiurban.co.za. We here today at the Orion Safari Lodge, where we are celebrating with SADTU Northwest on the 4th Metric Excellence Awards, an event that happens to celebrate the high performance, to celebrate excellence in the province of Northwest. I'm joined, as I am always on these occasions, by the Provincial Secretary of SADTU in the Northwest Province. His name is Els. His surname is Themba. He's a dear brother to me, and I've done about 5 or 6 interviews with you now, my brother. At any time, should anybody wants to know and do an archival of you when you are the president or something in life later on, you can refer them to this body of work that we've done together. Good afternoon, my brother, Els Themba, and it's always a pleasure to see you.
Good afternoon, Prati. We're also happy to have Mzansi Urban with us every time in our activities like the Grade 12 Metric Awards. Thank you very much.
These awards are happening for the 4th time. They started in 2020. We're here, or they started in 2020, correct? Is that, am I getting it right? I'm seeing a bit of uncertainty from your side. But if it's the 4th award, then we're here in 2024. It means the first one would have happened in 2020. During that period, it was a bit of a difficult time. It was, there was COVID and there was other things. But we're here, situation is different. How do you feel about these awards, looking at them from when you started them and where we are with them today?
No, we are very much happy and excited as an organization that consistently now we're making sure that we hold these awards as part of the recognition of the hard work and the dedication that is shown by our educators. And indeed, you are correct. This is the 4th edition of these awards. Like we have said, it's our intention that we grow them by leaps and bounds every year, so that at a particular point in time, we're able even to go to an extent of recognizing, your exit grades in your GET band, your grade 3, 6, 9, but also including probably recognizing individual educators. You would probably have noticed that in 2024, for the first time, as a union, we came with an innovation that all educators of SADTU would have performed in their specific subjects, achieved 100% and distinctions. They must send their pics through the SADTU Facebook page, just to showcase the talent, but also the hard work that our members are doing. So this is part of the journey that as a union in education, we're able to appreciate the work our members are doing. Obviously, under very taxing circumstances, but we continue to showcase that indeed our members out there are doing a very, dedicated kind of a job, hence the results that we are producing as a province, and say thank you to all our educators for their dedication and hard work.
The provincial results for Northwest have significantly improved. Do you attribute that, or did they improve, by the way? Let's start there. If you look at them from 2022 to now 2023, how do they look like?
Yeah, you will see the last year results have improved by 1.8%. And to us, it's a milestone that we must be able to achieve and celebrate as the educator. So they did improve. Though we still agreeable that we can do much more than what we have done by improving quality of the results, but also making sure that more and more learners pass and are able to have access to higher education institutions, because we want to see as many learners as possible being able to go to institutions of higher learning so that they must be able to improve their livelihood beyond your normal formal schooling. Thank you.
So I wanted to talk about the impact of these awards, because every time we talk about them, I always feel that indeed when people are recognized like you do now, that has a way of inspiring people more. We of course cannot have a scientific proof that shows that the success we're seeing, that 1 percentage that you mentioned now, we can never be able to directly show that the awards had an impact on it. But from just just mere observation, when people are inspired, they seem to want to perform more and better.
No, true, Bratri. The feedback that we are getting continuously through our social media platform, the feedback that we are getting from our educators, the schools, after the award, it's a clear indication that indeed these awards are a motivation. By the way, we owe the success of all these grade 12 learners and their performance to all the teachers, starting from those who are in the foundation phase to the entire school community, our support staff in our various schools, your very same AAs, your cleaners, the SGBs and the entire parents, because this is a collaborative effort, not only of those who are teaching grade 12, but people who have started at an early stage, of teaching these learners how to read and write at the level of primary school. So this 12-year journey, it shows how we have transacted for a period of time. So that is why our attribution is mainly to all who have contributed. And indeed, we are convinced as the union that the continuous, holding this particular awards, it's in a way motivating, because look, you'll realize that some of the educators are highly demoralized in the system for one reason or the other. So this is one way of pepping them up and say, look, the work that you are doing is being recognized, not only by the department, but we also deem it necessary as a union, because we understand the hardship that educators are going through at the level of the school. So we have said to them, look, we want to thank you for the dedication and the hard work that you are showing and making sure that you assist these kids, to have a better future going forward.
Every year you bring in new awards. I know that one of your favorite last year was the Farm School, Best Farm School Award. You introduced it last year and you were quite excited about that. What are the new awards that you're introducing in 2024?
In 2024, we're introducing 2 awards. One is the Best District. We've got 4 districts in the province: Obuchanala, Dr. Rurtsukhomutsu Mumpati, Dr. KK, and Ngagamodoro Molema. It is our belief that in those districts we've got educators who together are the ones contributing towards a performance of a particular district. So we have introduced that award for the best district, but we are also introducing an award on the best local education office, which we use previously to call them the SECEDs and all those things. So we have said, we think it's important that we don't only concentrate at the level of the schools, but we're able to broaden up our scope in terms of recognizing also those who are not necessarily school-based, but in the level of the district, in the level of the local education office, because these are the people who are making sure that they input to the entire system and improving the results. Sometimes we undermine people who are doing a lot of background work, in the background, and only, concentrating on your grade 12 educators, forgetting that before those learners are in grade 12, these learners are from, other phases, but over and above that, there are those people who are doing a lot of work behind the scenes. That is why we have said, once a particular district has achieved, let's recognize in its entirety the district, but including the local area offices.
I'm very much impressed, by the way, Provincial General Secretary or Provincial Secretary, by the inclusivity you're talking about this year. I sense a lot of that in your conversation, today, even in your speech, including everybody, general assistants, people that are working in schools. To a large extent, also you extend to lower grades as well, and so forth. But that message of inclusivity is it's coming out quite loud in your conversations. And I'm saying, can you please expand on that, and it's and the reason for it, and why is it important at this time?
Look, Prati, our observation is that we are dealing with a system that is merely concentrated on your exit grade 12 class, and that's the reason why sometimes you realize that some of our schools, even at the level of the primary schools, they don't have the requisite equipments and necessary infrastructure that will assist us to build a better foundation, so that when these learners graduate from one grade to the other, we don't have a challenge of a situation where our educators are every time under pressure of producing the results in grade 12. You realize educators are no longer having weekends, they are no longer having holidays. There are camps every now and then, but merely in the name of we want to see the grade 12 results. But our view as a union, that is why every time we'll always emphasize that we are not necessarily interested which province became number one, because for us it's not about that. It's about how all the system contributes to the development and achievement of a particular learner. So the inclusivity part of it simply says, look, it cannot be that the achievement is attributed to only a certain group. We must start where it matters most. Build a foundation at the level of your primary schools. Make sure that necessary resources are there, physical and human and everything, in making sure that as we progress from one grade to the other, when the learners reach the FET phase, they must be an oiled machine. They must be ready. We must not have a situation where we are operating like we're operating now, like we're in an ICU, a kind of a setup, which puts a lot of pressure. And that's why we're also not really happy that every time our teachers have to knuckle over the weekends and everything. You realize some of our former Model C schools, they don't necessarily go to these classes every weekend. The question is, why do we have a situation in our most, can say, black schools, if I were to use that, why every time we have had to have educators every time, on Sundays, to an extent, in some instances, they even sleep in schools, which is also a risk on their own. So we're saying it's because the system is concentrated high up there and not necessarily building a better foundation. Hence, we're talking about inclusivity, but also recognizing, because when you recognize the achievement, you are also putting a lot of courage, to people to work more and more. It's not only a financial motivation, but also this type of awards are the ones that are assisting our people to say, but there are people who are recognizing that we are doing a great work.
You've done well in leading this organization through very turbulent times of the pandemics, or the pandemic rather, and we've seen great success even through that. There's so many things I want to talk to you about, but I'm getting a signal that we should end this interview now. Congratulations once again for the success of your organization, the success of your own leadership. May you continue to fly, the flag of SADTU high, and may you continue to pursue what we call black excellence. May you continue to show that as black people we can lead and produce high quality results.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.